Alright, I'm going to walk through this example problem on Mathcad that we did in class earlier today, just as another, informal Mathcad methods. How do we do this in Mathcad? So I've got the problem statement that's shown on here. So we have a first order reaction that's in here, and we've got a rate constant of 0.1 per day. How long would it take for 90% of the chemical to be destroyed? So the key is we need to define these terms that are there. So we've got our initial concentration. I'll just put capital C and colon equals, and let's put just equal to 1. So that would be 100%. Hit return, and we've got C period, and I'll put 0. So not an O, but I have a 0 here, equal to, let's call that, actually let's call that 1, and then our final concentration, which is C at certain time, would be 0.1. Alright, so 90% removal, so we go from 1 to 0.1. And so let's look at this again. So we've got our OT. Let's give, we're going to solve for, K is given here, so K is equal to 0.1 divided by day, time, and hit enter. And then let's go ahead and give T a guess here. So I'm going to make that a lowercase t equal to, let's call this 1 day. So I've got that typed on there. So let's do our given find block. Given, so I've got that guess up above here. So given with our equation, given, and so we've got our first order reaction rate constant, so it's going to be C, and then control equals, so you see the bold there, equal to C period 0, C naught, times E, and then I'll put a caret up there, minus K, make sure you put times T. Alright, so that's given, hit return, so our equation is shown on there. And then let's do the find. So let's find parentheses, lowercase t, and hit equals, just the equal sign, and we get that many seconds. Now let's click on this little black box that's right here, and let's put in days, day. Hit enter, and there's our value at 23 days. Now, as I circulated around the classroom, there were lots of challenging errors with this. And with Mathcad, you got to make sure that every variable that you define on here is identical to what's defined in your equation. So let's say, for example, if I put C with an O, or a C period O, that's not a C period 0. And so it would not recognize what that is, and we would get some sort of arrow that looked like this. And so this is an undefined term that's there. And so let's change that back to C and make that 0. Alright, and so we've got our units. Now if we want to highlight this, so let's hit right click, properties, and highlight the region. And we've got that as our answer. And so that would be part A, and we could do the same thing for part B. So if we want 99%, all we got to do is change what would be left. Let's just add a 0 that's on here, 0.01 for part B, and we've got 46 days. Now you could copy and paste these cells and just take that and drag it and move it down here for part A, part B, part C. So let's just add for part C here, let's add another 0, and that's about 69 days for that. And so this is just an example of the Mathcad worksheets that you guys have been working on. So again, the different equal signs, you've got the colon equals, which is shown here to define the terms, the equation with a control equals, and then we have our just regular equal sign to find it. You could also solve this if you were to internally solve this for t, if you wanted to, and solve that equation for t. Type that in, you just put in t and define that equation, t equals so and so, and then hit t equals, and you should be able to get your value for that.